What is up with your YouTubers? What is cracking with you? You already know who it is, man. It's your man, King Howie, in full fucking effect. First of all, I'd like to give a go, Pat, go! 13-3, ending the season off right. And it was a, hold on, I got messages popping in. And it was a fantastic season for the Green Bay Packers, I'll tell you that much. We needed some things to fall our way, with the few remaining games during Week 17. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. The Shithawks lost at home. Well, Russell Wilson lost to the San Francisco 49ers at home for the first time in his illustrious career, Hall of Fame career. And rightfully so. As much as I wanted the 49ers to lose, I really wanted the 49ers to win, because if it's one team that I can't fucking stand next to the Bears, it's the fucking Seattle Shithawks. Ugh! I cannot stand the Shithawks. I don't have no problem with the 49ers. 49ers and 49ers and Packers, they have their history. You know what I'm saying? Historic games that we played with the 49ers. But I don't think that's going to happen this year. Like I told y'all before, my Super Bowl pick is the Saints. I think the Saints will probably be facing the 49ers in the NFC Championship game this year, just because of the first game that they had with each other. But enough about them. We'll get into all of the playoff talk later on. But I do like the narrative that Roger Goodell and the NFL is painting for the Saints. They got to go play. The Vikings have to go to New Orleans. You see how funny that is? Y'all remember the Minnesota Miracle? Y'all remember that play with Stephon Diggs caught that pass? Last play of the game, Case Keenum throws the game-winning touchdown. Stephon Diggs crying like a woman after he made that. It was a great catch, I ain't gonna lie. I feel good today. Few reasons. Big birthday is tomorrow, turning another age. I'll be 39 years old. Woo! 39 years of living in this fucking hellhole called life. 39 years, man. Born on the last day of the year, December 31st. A star was born. And you looking at him. I won the Fantasy League championships. I can't wait to get my Super Bowl trophy in my ring from the members of them and the money. Shout out to y'all. Man, I had a crazy lineup. I had Ryan Tannehill, Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, who else did I have? Devontae Adams, Cortland Sutton, A.J. Brown, Tyler Higbee. I had the Jets defense, and I think I had the New England Patriots kicker. But then my bench was even crazy. I had Melvin Gordon on the bench. I had Keenan Allen on the bench, and I had Brashard Perryman. Shout out to you, Sean Lakes, man. You put up a hell of a fight, man. But you can't outshine the master. And I will be looking forward to repeating in that league again next year. So I'm letting all you sucker ass niggas know that's in that league that I will repeat. But back to the Packers. What do I think about this team being in the playoffs? First of all, I'm happy the team is back in the playoffs. 2 years after being removed, dealing with the ups and downs of Aaron Rodgers and his injuries, and, the Don Capers defense, the Ted Thompson draft picks, the laziness of Mike McCarthy, and the absence of where the hell is Mark Murphy at after so many seasons and so many years of this team being carried by Aaron Rodgers, week in and week out, I think the injuries finally caught up to him. You're not putting weapons and the right type of pieces around Aaron Rodgers to get it done. I know you have a salary cap and there's only so much you can do, but the decisions that this team has made has really cost Aaron Rodgers some of his prime years. Oh my God, this LA traffic. I come back from out of town dealing with the snow to dealing with this trash ass LA traffic. And we gotta go all the way back to the damn suburbs. Let me get out of this crazy shit. I shouldn't even be driving, filming this video anyway, but whatever. The decisions that this team has made to hold this guy back, Aaron Rodgers back, from some of his prime years is an example of the front office getting lackadaisical, trying to save money, thinking Aaron Rodgers can get it done, and waiting at the last minute to put a team around him where he's not playing how everybody has hoped he would be able to bounce back to playing. Now, a lot of that has to do with this trash ass Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur, Sean McVay offense. You see in the Seattle game, did you see in the Seattle game how the 49ers, started having their receivers run the football because they didn't want Jimmy Garoppolo to make a fucking mistake? Great coaching by Kyle Shanahan. That was great coaching. Knowing what happened the first game with the fumbles and the interceptions, Jadeveon Clowney fucking having a pick six and shit. Like, that's how you adjust. I got to give it to Kyle Shanahan. The way he adjusted the second time around, knowing that he's going to be in, not on home field. It's not a home field game. You on the road. You know what I mean? You looked at the last game and how things played out at home, and you want to eliminate those mistakes as much as possible. So I give Kyle Shanahan and the defensive coordinator, I give them, a huge pat on the back for making those type of adjustments. And I think that's what the Packers are going to have to do. Just think about it. The last 2 weeks, the Packers have been turning over the ball. I mean, we had 3 turnovers against the Minnesota Vikings, and then we come into the Lions game playing from behind, and it's just so weird. Every time we play the Lions, it's always a comeback win. I remember the year we went 15-1. We had just won the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers was rolling, won a second MVP. Or was it his first? I think it was his first MVP. Was it his first? Yeah, I think it was his first MVP. He won his first MVP. The game where we didn't play the last game of the season, we rested our starters, just like the Ravens are doing. We already know how that's going to turn out. I don't even need to tell y'all what's going to happen to the Ravens. We rest our starters, we rest Aaron Rodgers, and so happened the last game of the season was against the Lions in Lambeau Field. We rest Aaron Rodgers and some of the other starters, some of the defensive starters, and that game turned into a shootout in a blink of an eye. A blink of an eye. I think Matt Flynn threw like 5 or 6 touchdowns in that game, and it was a game-winning touchdown. The game where we had the Hail Mary, we were behind, losing the game, and it came down to a last-minute heroic play by Aaron Rodgers. Even when they came to Lambeau this year, people, oh man, y'all struggling with the Lions. We always struggle with the Lions. We always do. And their fans were trying to tank. The Lions fans were trying to tank. They had signs, they had number 3 signs held up in the stadium talking about we want that 3rd pick. We want that third pick. We want a quarterback. We don't want to be dealing with David Blouse. Shout out to Gridiron Blitz. That's one thing that, these fans, man, like, I get it. Y'all don't pay attention to nobody's teams but the ones that you root for. I get it. So that's why I'm here to educate you guys. You know what I'm saying? We always play from behind against the Lions. All the time. They always score on us first. Or we'll score on them, and then they'll come back and be up like 10-7 at halftime, and we got to come back and fight and win. It's just like that. It's just like that with the Lions. Now, with the Vikings, we pretty much be bullying the Vikings every time we play them. It's just that these past few years, Aaron Rodgers has been hurt, and I mean, look at the game where we tied them in, and that wasn't even our best squad. I think Jordy Nelson was hurt. Jordy Nelson didn't even play in that game, and we tied with him. So there's a lot to be said about division games. They're division games. They're going to be tough. Look at the San Francisco 49ers and the Seahawks game. Tough game. It was a tough game. Look at the Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. Tough game. Play these tough games. Division games are tough. But now that we are walking into the playoffs, I'm having a case of deja vu. We need to switch this story up. Now that we are in the playoffs and we are moving ahead, how good is this team? How good is this team? This team don't feel like a 13-3 team, if you ask me. If you ask me. I mean, if you look at how we've been playing games, we've been managing as far as the offense goes. We've been managing the game. Aaron Rodgers has been managing the offense. And that's part, like I said, that's part of him being in this offense for the first time. Excuse me. Him being in this offense for the first time, trying to learn the verbiage and how Matt LaFleur wants to operate, and trying to learn Matt LaFleur's tendencies as a coach. Plus, Aaron has to take a different approach to this new offense, knowing that he can't play like he used to play before, where he could throw the ball down the field, 60-yard touchdown passes and all that. No, this, like I said before, this offense is predicated to operating off of running the ball first. That's why Aaron Jones is a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That's why he leads the league in rushing touchdowns, because the way that the run plays are designed in this offense, they are fucking great. Just look at how the 49ers ran the ball against the Seahawks. They started using their receivers. They started using their fucking receivers to run the football. Didn't George Kittle run the ball one time down their throat? Oh, man. And then they just let Jimmy Garoppolo just cut him up, man. Jimmy Garoppolo was out there throwing dots. I'm like, oh, man. Yeah, this looking like an L. Even though Russell Wilson is one of those type of quarterbacks that's going to put up a fight. You just got to expect that out of Russell Wilson. He going to find a way out of some way. It kind of be seeming like the refs was this should have been a blowout. But, the refs got to get involved, and they got to give Seattle and Vegas got to hit they point total. And, it's all this other shit, behind the scenes shit that got to get involved, man. They got to keep up with the storyline. That's why you seen Marshawn Lynch get out there and he got the ball on the 1 yard line and scored. They had to fit that narrative in there. When he get the ball on the 1 yard line, and just so happened, the NFL, the script allowed that to happen. That's what I'll be talking about with the NFL. They always got to stick to these narratives, these storylines. Marshawn Lynch back, and what did they start talking about as soon as Marshawn Lynch came back for the Seahawks? They started talking about the damn 1 yard line against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And what happened in the game? They got on the 1 yard line. He got it in. And the second time they got it on the 1 yard line, he had to fuck it up. Delay of game. And then these people get on here. Oh man, that was it was a pass interference on a play call before that, and that the ref that didn't call a pass interference, he was the one that didn't call it in the Rams game when they played the Saints. I'm like, so that's how the NFL wanted it to play out. It's the end of the game. They don't throw flags really at the end of the game unless it got something to do with kicking the football. That's Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson's fault. They got caught up in a moment by getting that first down catch. They caught the ball, got the first down. They got too excited and completely forgot about the play clock. Wanted to substitute some guys in the game late. They wanted to substitute some players in the game while the play clock was winding down, and they got caught. That's a Seattle fuck up. Ain't got nothing to do with the refs. Ain't got nothing to do with the game being rigged for the 49ers. If you look at how that game was played, it was played for the Seahawks to win. The Seahawks went driving down the field, them big pass plays from Russell Wilson, receivers catching the ball, and then they get to the 1 yard line and have another blunder. Something else they're going to talk about in the history of the Seattle Seahawks and Russell Wilson. But with this Packers team, I know it sounds like I'm talking about the 49ers and the Seahawks too much. But with this Packers team, yeah, we have a first round bye. I didn't want us to have a first round bye. I was kind of hoping we keep playing. But I get it. The NFL don't want us playing against the Minnesota Vikings because they have to lose to the New Orleans Saints in a wild card. Now, the most interesting thing, I have a feeling that we might wind up having to play the Eagles. That's what I think. I think we're going to wind up having to play the damn Eagles. Or they might try to make us play the Seahawks because of so much history between the Green Bay Packers and the Seahawks with the failed Mary and the collapse in the NFC Championship where the Brandon Bostic muffed onside kick that was supposed to fall right in the hands of Jordy Nelson, but he just had to get in the way. I still want to figure out who paid that dude, Brandon Bostic, to make that play, because I don't even think he in the league no more. I don't even think he in the league. He might be. He might still be in the league, but who gives a damn about him? A lot of people think that this Packers team is a pretender. I don't want to say that I think that too, but I'm not. Now, don't get it twisted. I would love for the Green Bay Packers to win the Super Bowl. I would love it. You know what I'm saying? I win the Fantasy League Championship. The Packers win the Super Bowl. All is right. All is right in the perfect world for me. Not for y'all, but for me. But with that being said, I don't think this team has all the right pieces necessarily to win offensively. First of all, offensively, like I just can't see Aaron Jones being the end all be all for this Packer team being successful with a sprinkle dash of Aaron Rodgers magic that he's rarely been seen doing this year, based off of, like I said, new offense, new coach, new undrafted wide receivers, you know what I mean? New offensive line that's going to be changing some more. I don't think we bring Brian Bulaga back. I don't think he's coming back to the Green Bay Packers, especially with Aaron Rodgers restructuring his contract to open up some more cap money. So I think a lot is going to change with the Green Bay Packers the next upcoming season. But I do think Brian Gutekunst has a plan. I think he's seen what he's needed to see as far as the personnel that he's he's brought to this team as far as draft picks and free agents, I think Brian is going to go after some more free agents. Not your big time names, but dudes that got some reputation. I think that's what the next move is for Brian Gutekunst, is to get some guys with some reputation. You know, guys like, you know, I hate to say this, but, you know, guys like Jimmy Graham and Mercedes Lewis, you know, them type of dudes, you know, dudes like that can that has some veteran savvy, who's been in big games, no big game situations, can adapt to the youth on the team. And I think that's what Mercedes Lewis has done well with this team, is adapt to the youth of this team, as far as, you know, having guys buy into a winning mentality. And before I move on, I would like to say this to all of you Packer fans that got on me about Jair Alexander. What did I tell y'all? He gets beat deep. And what happened in that game? He kept getting beat deep. Luckily Galladay got hurt, because it would have probably would have been a worse ass whipping than that. Galladay just kept beating that dude deep, man. I kept telling y'all about that. That's going to be a big issue. Now, he has time to fix, you know, he has time to fix it, but he's going to have to fix it fast, because dudes is going to start coming at him deep. We really need to, Jair, I like you as a football player, you know what I'm saying? You had a hell of a season so far, you know, early in your career. But, bro, you need to stop getting beat deep. You need to stop getting beat deep. That's serious. And that's what I'm kind of afraid of going into these playoffs. You know, certain things on the team where I think that the other teams that we play will expose. Just like, you know, the Lions game, we just kept letting the Detroit Lions running backs just gash us up the middle. And then a week before, when we playing against the Vikings, y'all don't let Mike Boone do nothing. Y'all shut Mike Boone the fuck down. What Mike Boone have? 28 rushing yards? But then we go out there to play the Lions, and y'all just letting both of the running backs just gash us up the fucking middle. It's either one thing or another with this team, man. Either we're going to get fucked up the middle in the running game, can't tackle the damn running backs, or we're going to get beat in the passing game where we just leaving dudes wide open. Wide open. I'm sitting there watching the game and listening to Tom Grassi. Wide open! He was wide open! I'm like, God damn. I'm looking at you like, how the hell these dudes is getting wide open? Kevin King sitting out plays. Don't know how healthy he is. I love Adrian Amos, even though he didn't do much. He had the same numbers he had with the Chicago Bears. He had 2 interceptions and around 76, 78 tackles with the Chicago Bears, and he got the same damn numbers now with the Green Bay Packers. Around 65, 66, 76, 75 tackles and about 2 interceptions. You know, we know what we're going to get out of Adrian Amos. You know what I'm saying? Kevin King had a great year. I think he's the lead. I think he leads the team in interceptions. Blake Martinez has been making a great case of why we should keep him around, but I don't know if we're gonna do it, man. It just seems like the last few weeks, Blake Martinez has found his niche in this defense, and it's starting to show. So I'm very curious to see how well Blake Martinez will play once we get in the playoffs. Zadarius Smith, outstanding. You know, Preston Smith, still great. We just need to get more out of him. Rashawn Gary, we need more out of you, man. I mean, I see the effort. I see the passion. I see that you really want to be out there and you want to make an impact. But, you know, it's your rookie season, and I just hope that what you learn from the regular season will somehow translate to being better in the postseason, because we gonna need it, man. We really gonna need it. This is gonna have to be a total team effort going into the playoffs. As far as the offense, I have no problems with the running game. Running the ball, we do that good. We do that well. It's this passing, man. The passing scheme in this offense. The last thing I want to see is Aaron Rodgers doing what he did against the Lions. Just winging it. Man, you're going to have to make the right decisions. You're going to have to probably turn into check down Charlie, Aaron Rodgers, in the playoffs. As long as you move in the chains, we have a good chance of winning. I mean, I don't understand why you kept trying to go for the home run play, overthrowing the receivers. I'm like, what is he doing? What is he doing? Dudes were wide open and you just not throwing the ball to him. It was like I don't know what you was doing in the first half. But then you turned into Aaron Rodgers in the second half. You only completed 50% of your pass plays. You threw the ball 55 times. I mean, did you really need to get that out of your system in the last game? That's what it looked like to me. Like, man, I didn't throw the ball enough this season. Let me get these last 55 passing attempts out of my season before the regular season end. And maybe you were trying to reach the 4,000 yards mark. Maybe that was an incentive in your contract that you had to throw over 4,000 yards. You got 4,002. I mean, you barely, skimmed over the top, but you got there. So congratulations to Aaron Rodgers for throwing another. What's this? His 8th time throwing for 4,000 yards in his career. Congratulations to you, bruh. But man, we can't have that going into the playoffs with you just winging it, man. That was just, and then you threw a pick and then walked off the field like you didn't give a damn. Oh my gosh. To all the people that subscribe to this channel, man, like, I'm not a delusional Packer fan. I'm not a delusional Packer fan. Like, I'm just taking this team, looking at this team and taking for what it's worth and what I see. At the beginning of the season, I seen an 8-18. Now we're 13-3, so I guess, I was wrong. I was wrong. My fault, my bad. But like I said, with Matt LaFleur having a great season as a first-year head coach, rookie head coach. I got to tip my cap to him. Very, like they've been saying, he's one of the most detailed coaches in the NFL. He likes to not leave any rock unturned, which is great. But man, you guys got to perform, man. When it boils down to it, guys got to come out there and they got to perform. Good thing MVS and Gmo and Kumaro made some great catches, and Jimmy Graham, they finally started catching the ball in the second half. We can't be walking into the playoffs playing like that. We just can't. So this is my Victory Monday video. We out here shopping. Probably gonna spend some money today. It's my birthday week, or whatever you want to call it. I really want to get this shit over with. But we get a first round bye, so we'll probably do a playoff first look. Yeah, we'll probably do a playoff picture first look before the wild card games next Saturday and Sunday. Should be exciting to see. I'm looking forward to it. See what Matt LaFleur can do in the playoffs, especially with this team. I'm excited to see what Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith can do, and Kenny Clark. Can't leave him out. I'm excited to see what this young team can do with what they have, and hopefully it could turn into being something. It could turn into something being a great year, like rookie head coach, Super Bowl champion. That'd be exciting to see. So I'll be tuning in to see what kind of narratives the punk ass NFL is going to try to throw out there at us. Like I said, I got the Saints winning the Super Bowl, but, you know, if the Packers wind up winning it, I'll retire from this YouTube shit. But until then, it's go Pack, go ho.